I'm Richard Elsenpeter with Elsenpeter Marionettes. I'm a fourth-generation puppeteer, which means I started with my great-grandfather in Elsen, Germany, about 148 years ago. So we have been doing this quite a while. Now, there's a lot of puppeteers out there that they'll come in, they'll set up, and they'll bring in their puppets with them, bags or boxes, and set up right in front of the audience. Okay, we don't. We always describe ourselves as the European or the old world style of puppetry. And the stage itself is we need about 16 feet wide, about 10 feet deep, and about 8 feet in height. The show itself is broke down into 3 segments. We have a quick introduction, lasts only about 60 seconds. Then we do the show itself, which lasts a half an hour. And then we'll come back out with one of the marionettes. This way the children can see it a little bit more close, and they can go ahead and ask us any questions at the time about how we did something, why we did something, or how something worked. So it's a much more educational, as I said, old world or theatrical type presentation than most of the marionettes or puppet shows that you see nowadays. A marionette, as I said, is a much more theatrical type program. It's much more technically difficult than a lot of other puppets. A marionette is a string puppet, so all of the puppets are handmade, hand-carved, hand-created, 2-foot tall marionettes. When we have our programs, it is not just a puppet show or short skits. It is a whole presentation or a whole show that you're dealing with. So we have our own lights, our own sound systems. There's scenes that we even present. So it's a complete program versus just short skits. It is the experience of actually being able to go and see a live presentation. If you go to a community theater or a play where they have characters, they have scenes, they have stage craft. Everything that they do there is we have to do with ours. We have to have character development and costuming and props and everything. So everything you go to a community theater for, we do the exact same thing. It's in a smaller, miniature size. We normally do anywhere from 150 to 200 programs per year. My father, when he traveled nationally, he was doing 350 to 400 shows a year, but he traveled from East Coast to West Coast, from Mexico to Canada. I keep things more regional, so I do Illinois, Missouri, Iowa, and Indiana, and I normally try to do about 150 to 200 programs per year. We hear a lot about the attention span of children, how you have to hit them so hard, so fast, so flamboyant. You have to be very creative, you have to be very glitzy with children, and for their attention span, are you going to lose them? We don't find that. The children are very, very good. They watch the show very contently, and it's just good, solid entertainment. And as long as you can keep the children's imagination and capture that imagination and create something for them, you will keep their attention. So we do classic fairy tales such as Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty that all children are very familiar with. But we also do classic American authors, classic American tales, such as Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Rip Van Winkle, Tom Sawyer by Washington Irving or Mark Twain. And the reason we like to do those is when we were in school, those were required reading. Everybody knew who Washington Irving was. But with all the new books, the new technology, children are not as familiar with those types of stories. So we go ahead and like to bring those in. Now we know we can't do a whole book in a half-an-hour puppet show, so we kind of do the Reader's Digest condensed versions, and we go ahead, but we do it, and if the children enjoy it, they like it, then hopefully they'll go to the library then and actually pick up Legend of Sleepy Hollow or Tom Sawyer and be able to read those. And that's one of the ways that we help keep those stories alive still.